Man, honey, we got what you need in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. I do mama, knees, gonna make you sneeze. Ow! They gonna watch you bleed. Take it day by day. Oh, good Lord! Unwelcome to the jungle. Very sexy girl, very hard to please. So you got to get a job, get out there, but don't get cuckoo virus or sneeze. Welcome to the jungle. You're not welcome in the jungle. Oh, we're gonna talk about aliens today, y'all. I have to. I'm sorry. We got to. The Galactic Alien Space Force something that the Israeli guy had said because he wrote a book, worked with Israeli Space Force. Finally got a little more details on what he was talking about. And I'm gonna tell you, it's making sense to me. But you're not welcome in the jungle, by the way. Humans are not welcome in the jungle. It's a whole lot of stuff happening out here. You are not welcome. You're not welcome. You're not evolving. You're not recycling. Recycle. Oh, I want to talk. Can we talk about recycling for a minute? I'm gonna let you know. I gotta say something real quick because if you think that I'm annoying to you, you have no idea how annoying I am to me. You have no damn idea. I annoy me all the damn time. Like, cause I'm like questioning everything I believe and it's blowing my mind up and I gotta keep erasing stuff. When you're high in the morning and they want you to settle down, but you're going crazy and you're on lockdown and you got the cuckoo. Oh, somebody called me with the cuckoo. No, he didn't have a cuckoo. Hang on. All right, shut up, Guns N' Roses, shut up. Welcome to the jungle. No, the aliens are not welcoming you to the jungle. The aliens saying you ain't allowed in the jungle because you ain't evolving. That's what the Israeli officer was trying to say. So I want to look at that for a minute. But real quick, good morning, everybody. Is it Sunday? That jacked me up. If it's Sunday, I'm about to hang up. Did Jesus say, Lord Jesus Christ Henderson just said it was Sunday? That's how you know somebody's having a whole lot of too much sex. Then that new relationship is fresh and it's new and delicious and stuff. That's how you know they don't know what day. Like, what day is it? How do you know? Like the sweat out your face. All right, we're not gonna go there. A couple things, right? So I got a text message this morning that said my friend got the cuckoo, got the Rona, went to the hospital. Number one, people get the cuckoo. You need to know what to do. All right, you need to take yourself out to the highwire.com. You ignore all the political ignorance that's going on because it's something I got to say. You're not going to like it. But the reality is what Donald Aloysius Trump said was fact and true. He heard it from other doctors. There's something called the Zelenka protocol. If you get the cuckoo because you got sugar addiction and you have not changed your diet and you're struggling with cardiovascular disease, and you got this criminal oligarchy that's on a global scale now that tricked you into eating a bunch of disease-causing foods in the grocery store in the processed food section, you need to look up the Zelenka protocol. That's what I said to him. So here's the thing. If you eat trash, your body's going to operate like trash and you're going to die, okay? Do you want to die? And we don't die. And we also don't die, which is weird. Did y'all see physics? Are y'all going to let physics get away with us not dying? There was an article I posted this morning. They said, well, they asked, what did it say? My hashtag is we all gonna die. And we all do die, the biological part, but the rest goes on. And physics agreed with that this morning. They called it physics. Do we die? And they said, nope, your energy don't go nowhere. It returns to the cosmic fabric. And look at this fabric. Look at all this. Look at all of this. This is not a discussion for the We Are Loners, by the way. I'm gonna do aliens. I'm sorry. I have to. I got to do a follow-up on what that Israeli officer said. Because it's something uncharacteristic of what a professor and someone who led up the Israel Space Force team thing, astronaut thing, monkeys in space thing said. It just doesn't make any sense, right? There are people who are talking about aliens are coming to kill you. And then there are people who are saying, no, aliens, they don't have nothing to do with you. Like the Earth is like a Galapagos island. It's just one little creature started to evolve. And they're just watching it. And they're just watching. So I want to look at that because I got follow up on that. Good morning, everybody. I saw a spaceship up close a long time ago. It was purple and quiet. Mark, if you told me that 20 years ago, I'd say you was smoking something. Today, I'm like, yeah, probably. It's probably the Rothschilds and Rockefellers because it's some sort of agreement. Some people get to go up. The rest of us got to stay. Cuckoo virus is creating new psychosis. Yes, it is. It is, Vita. And we need to put an end to it. We have to figure out how to make some memes to like grow, to raise people to a higher level of not evolution, but not eating junk food illusion. Don't let the grocery store murder you, you know, by shopping in the processed food sections. We have to figure out some memes that like are simple and to the point, Vita. I don't know that I know how to say that. Is, you know, I'm trying, doing the best that I can. All I can tell people, let me go back to Vita real quick, is you got to and, you know, people who got cardiovascular disease, you got to intercede on their behalf. You have to intercede on their behalf, because you got half of these fools running around here with these face diapers and why they like eating Twinkies and stuff. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, Vita. I've decided I need to live around normal people. I can't do it. I'm like, guys, I tried. I did. Like, no, I'm not. I have to live around normal people. I've done the best that I can. If people want to keep eating junk food and they want to get cured, and now your leaders, y'all see the pictures of the leaders, they're not getting cured. They had the was it Pelosi? Had the cap on it. Oh, ow, that hurt a little bit. Oh, but they didn't cure her. Did y'all see that? Oh, and we got to talk about the nurse too. The nurse that passed out. I want to talk about that too. So hang on. I got a couple things I want to hit real quick. So one, Zelenka protocol. You don't know what that is? Please educate yourself. The cholesterol myth. If you don't know what that is, please educate your myth. Educate yourself. Help people. Don't play politics with people's lives. Do not do that. I was ignorant when y'all did that. And I already forgave you for it, but don't do that again. Just because Donald Trump says something don't mean a damn thing. If you jump off of what an oligarchical president says in an oligarchy, and you know what an oligarchy is, and that the oligarchy don't give two damns who the president is, then you can't be worried two damns about what the president has to say. Right? If there's something that will save people's lives, then you need to help that person and put away your own ignorance. That's number one. Two, what else did I say? It was a nurse and it was something else. What's the hell was I talking about? Let's talk about something. All right, Vita. I don't know. I'm gonna go through comments, see if I remember what I was saying. Yes, creating new psychosis. And Vita, people who like believe in the new colonization, I can't get down with. And that's what all of this is, right? You know, they used to use cannons, now they use fear, and they got people shaking in their boots, hiding at home. You know, for over what I can't term it in another way, but it is a hoax. It's a hoax. They're hoaxing numbers. It's a hoax, right? Does it mean no one died? No, that's not what a false flag means. It means that they are playing with your mind. There's some sort of psychological game that's going on, and they're playing with people, and people are dying. So I can't do it. I can't stay around people like that. These people will get themselves killed. They're not gonna get me killed with them. I'm gonna die, but I'm gonna die having some fun somewhere, doing something fun in freedom, not, you know, on lockdown, playing this game with this international global oligarchy. A global oligarchy is not good for your health. Not good for your health in no way, shape, or form. Hey, my father tested positive for you still Riley. Good. I'm glad you. I'm not good. I mean, it's not good. It's not good. I mean, it's the common cold. Common cold with a jump in gain and function that targets white blood cells. You've been around here long enough. You know exactly what to do. You know exactly how to get behind our brother and protect him from this nonsense. It's Monday. Okay, that's what I thought, Christine. I wasn't sure. She had me guessing for a minute. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? It's Monday, Sunday. Yeah, my friends. That's why, you know, that's why y'all not allowed in the Galactic Alliance. I agree with the Israeli officer and what he's saying. I agree with everybody else. You're not allowed in the Galactic Alliance. Because y'all lie. Because you right here, Christ. You lie. It ain't no damn Sunday. I transport galactically through my mind. Yes. And so I want to talk about what he was mentioning when he said that we're not allowed in space in the Galactic Alliance because we don't know what space is and what UFOs are. So I want to kind of process some thoughts that I'm having. We'll get to that in a minute. You take your vitamins. Riley, I'm not a big vitamin person. I'm big eat whole foods, right? You know, and if you're in a city and you don't have access to whole foods, then you got to get some supplements and vitamins. I agree with that. But if you got some land, you got a front yard or something, a backyard, quarter of an acre. I grew my own food this year on a quarter of an acre. Then that's what you need to do. Grow your own food, get it whole. Go. I don't agree with the vitamin science, Riley. Can we say it this way? I don't agree with the vitamin science. I don't. I mean, I think it's helpful. Science is helpful, but science is the study of nature. If we can get straight to nature, get it whole, go straight to nature. Brother Sean is in the house. If y'all don't follow Sean Yankee, you should. The brother puts out amazing videos on a regular basis. You need to come on here. We need to talk about some damn aliens. I'm going to process this the best I can this morning. I found this fun webcam and Santa's reindeer for the little ones and been watching it with my daughter and granddaughter. Okay, the motherfucker called 90. Okay, sound like you're having some fun, Deborah. You gotta have some fun. It's the apocalypse, but you cannot let when the global oligarchy tosses lemons at you, you do not pick up the lemons and go in the house and cry with a face diaper on. Make some lemon ice cream, make some natural lemon something, lemonade, lemon pie. Don't put no sugar in it because you're gonna die. Especially if the common cold makes a jumping gain and fight. Because this isn't over. They already have plans. They got cuckoo virus like 21, 22, 23, 24. And I got to say this real quick. I'm not worried about the air. Let me tell you this. See, I don't have fear. That's not totally true. That's no, women scary as hell. I do have some fear. My mama, she's scared the hell out of me. I don't. How do I put it this way? It's not about the cuckoo virus. It's not about the Black Plague. It's not about enemy forces invading. It's not about any of that. You have to live your life. You have to be free. And if anything can scare you into hiding, then you got a problem, right? If we were in a war, in which we are, and some of us realize that, if we're under an invasion, a new colonization through a mass media and lies and propaganda acts, you can't be scared. You can't be scared, right? Like it's natural to be concerned with what's in the air. I think you should be. Personally, I think you should be. Why? Because we all eat junk food. Damn it, I got international creamer right now in my coffee. And I don't know if the sugar in this is going to work with cuckoo virus and kill me. But I can't be worried about that. I got a life to lead. I got things to do. I got places to go, people to meet, and a woman to see about a horse. I got a whole bunch of stuff I'm planning and things that I need to be doing. I can't be in the house hiding like a child and scared. People always die in war, people. But you can't be scared of it. If you are a warrior, if you are a soldier, if you're trying to do something for the next generation and you're in this fight and you're seeing bodies dropping, you can't be scared. Oh, I'm gonna drive too. No, you got to charge them cannons, man. Get out there. You got to run. This is a fight for life, financial conflict, globalization against a 0.01%. All right. You can't be scared, And this is why I'm gonna say this. First of all, what's out there now, 99.8% of the people make it. Or it might even be 0.9 now. I ain't counted all these cases that got y'all scared. And the cases going up and the death going down. That actually is a good thing. So it's probably like 99.9999999% of the people survive this thing. But I don't think it's always going to be that way. And this is why, because I put myself in their shoes. If I wanted to colonize the globe completely, and I tried with clipper ships and cannons and invasions and force and violence and war, and that didn't really work out so well. You had a lot of people who still think they're free, a lot of countries who still think they're free. I'm gonna come for it all. And this might be a natural jump and gain and function, but do you think that they don't have anything worse? Like, and this is the part for the people that tend to agree with me, and I tend to agree with, and that is, if you release something to scare people, to get them to turn over all their possessions and their land and their middle class and their businesses and their savings and their future of their children and their freedom, and you get people to hand it over, okay, it's all good. If you get halfway through that project and you have people who start standing up, like, no, I'm not scared of you. Oh no, we're gonna dig these foxholes. We're gonna fight. We're not gonna hide in the house. We know people die in war. And this is a financial central banking invasion of 0.01%. I'd release something else. And this is why, we need to talk about this, right? You can't have fear of the future. You can't have fear of those who make war on your house. You have to stand up. There might be a time when the Black Plague-like thing is released and it's out there. And you still can't, you did that, and hide in your house in your face diaper. You got to get out and fight. You are fighting for the future freedom of the next generation. You can't, we got to stop this behavior like, we're scared to fight and we're scared of real life and we're scared of the sniffles. No, you need to get strong. You need to eat healthy, and whatever comes, deal with it. Like I said, if I look out my window and I see blood shooting out of people's anuses and vomit out their eyes and ears and stuff, and just piles of goo all in the street, people dead everywhere, I'm gonna stay a little bit back. I'm not gonna go walk through the pile of goo, but if I gotta get out, I gotta live life. I can't be scared of that nonsense. I get my positive pressure level 3 suit and get my butt out there. Gotta go grow some food. Yeah, but I not go to work, not slavery, but you can't be scared. Like we got to stop this scare stuff. We got to stop. If the 0.01% can scare you, then you're useless. Oh, the other thing was I got to talk about recycling, and this is why it annoy me. I know I annoy you because I post a lot, but I annoy me too. Questioning my thoughts, and I'm gonna get to some comments. Recycling. I think recycling is fake news. I do. I think recycling is fake news. I don't want to recycle no more. I'm done. I'm done. And let me tell you why. So yes, I'm planning to escape and get the hell out of here because I need to live out the rest of my life around normal people. I can't do face diaper people. I love y'all to death, but I can't be. If y'all scared of stuff, y'all not gonna have my back. If the air can scare you, no. That's not where I'm going. So I was looking at earth ships and stuff. I got to surround myself with strong people. But I was looking at earth ships, right? And so part of Michael Reynolds' philosophies in building sustainable houses was to take junk, recycle it, and get the tires, put them in the ground, tire pound them, takes a long time, da, 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 da. And so I was just processing it. And I do believe in the cosmic fabric. I believe that all of these things, the galaxies and universes and aliens and light beings and praying mantis and Bigfoots and mermaid. I think there's a whole lot of stuff out there and a cosmic fabric and everybody and everything's connected. And so I was watching this and somebody sent me a message, probably as an alien probably in front of me right now. So they were clearing out the tires, right, to build these earth ships. And I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, they're getting deliveries of tires from these dump sites. Okay, they're clearing out. That's a good thing. They're recycling. They're putting the tires in the ground. This is good. And I'm sitting here thinking, what are the tire companies thinking? The tire companies, Goodyear, Michelin, all the rest of them. I'm thinking, they love it. They love that you recycle. You know why? Because now a product they make that they should not be making has more room to be made to put in the landfill. So now tire isn't a problem. Driving around cars on rubber and oil in plastic isn't a bad thing because you took that crap that they shouldn't have been making to begin with and you did something with it for capitalism. You capitalized on something that shouldn't even exist. In a time that we know we have technology where we don't need to have no damn tires. I think recycling's fake news. I think it's bullshit. I don't think we should be doing none of it. Outside of the fact that the people I know, one sister I know who worked over in China in a recycling plant was like, yeah, this is not green. Ain't nothing green happening here. We destroying things, pretending that we're helping, right? Virtue signaling. I recycle, same thing. I see recycle now. I'm seeing face diapers for this epiphany I had, right? If you are recycling plastic bags, we're like, oh, that's a good thing. No, it's not. We need to stop them from making it. Right? If this thing should not be done, then don't help them do it. I'm against all recycling at this point in time from Sunday on. I'm against it. I've changed my position. I think recycling is a bad idea. If you're making something that shouldn't be made, you need to stop making it. And we can make do. But what are we going to do without plastic bags? You can make bags out of hemp. All right. You see your ignorant government. Well, what are we going to do without that? God, you see your government. We can drink out of hemp bottles too. Well, what are we going to do without tires? Do you know what a maglev train is? Why do you think I talk about free energy and UFOs half the time? Right? Because it ain't aliens. It's your ignorant government. They're just maglev trains. That's all they're maglev trains, electromagnetic gravitic devices. You don't need tires. You have a 0.01% billionaires, and they put the same damn thing in them tires they put in your medicine and your cures. Rockefeller's Medicine, man. It is a book. Please look it up and read it. So no, I'm against all recycling. If we are making something and it should not be made, we should not be trying to figure out how to make money off of something that we need to stop doing. Bad behavior. All right, root stuff. I like to look at things from a root perspective. Anyway, my mom's been sick for a month. What they told her is cuckoo 19. She always overweighs. She's always over unhealthy and hypochondriac. Christ, and we are in the same boat. Kind of, sort of. I'm working with my mama too. Yeah, and we're making progress. I'm making progress. But by we, I mean me. Because my family, they done lost their damn mind. They out there still shopping in the processed food sections. So couple things, right? So I'm glad that you're working with mama. You got to work with mama. Can't let mama go because mamas, they get old. You know, they like papas, they get old. And sometimes you don't know what chit is, right? Do y'all know what chit is? Don't make me bring out the chit baby because I'm bringing chit. I feel like I want to watch her again. I feel like because it's chit. It's chips. Like my mom, you know, Christ, I talked to my mama last night and she was eating chips. I had to tell my mama that's chip. Mama, that's no, there's not chips. That's chip, and you're gonna die. If you keep eating that crap, you're gonna die. I said, did you watch the link I sent you? She said, I watched it, and we talked about it. It was Dr. Greger. Did y'all see the link? I post links, and I hope y'all watch them. This is how you're supposed to help people. Dr. Greger was explaining gooseberries, right? The properties that gooseberries has, they work faster than statin drugs. All right, keep up. You know, so I said, Mama, you need to go see the sister because her daughter is a herbalist. And I said, she probably got that stuff. I forgot what it's called. Somebody can post a link, but Dr. Greger, if you don't follow him on nutritionfacts.org, you should. I said, Mama, and she said, yeah, I shouldn't be eating it. I said, I know you shouldn't be eating it because you're going to die. And I don't want you to die. You got grandkids and me and a bunch of other people who want to keep you around. It's a cuckoo flu out there. It thrives on people who eat junk food. So your sugar addiction or junk food addiction has to go away. That's how we get down. That's how you love people. You're honest. You got to be honest with them. It's like, I love you to death, but I'm going to start picking out your death clothes if that's what you want. Like, you know, because you don't really ever die, which is, I want to talk about that too. Like, I don't know how y'all let quantum physics and science just basically say that everybody has a soul. They literally admitted everybody has some sort of, what do they call it, quantum energy or something. So, well, it doesn't really go anywhere. It always sticks around. Yes, called a soul. No, but we're fighting religion. No, it's called a soul. But religion and truth, that's called a soul. They said it differently in these Bibles and Garitas and Qurans and all of these things, but it's the same damn thing. All right. Viruses don't last a month. They come and they go, Vita. But the other thing is exosomes. Somebody put with exosome theory is so important. It's so important because my brothers go see my mama and they got the face diapers on. I know they do. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure that they do. Because that's what they were doing when I was down there. It's like, so you're going to see my mama in a face diaper and you think you're being safe. My mama has cardiovascular disease. You are shedding exosomes. Pathogens and viruses hide in exosomes, which are the extracellular vesicles that come out of every single cell in your body, including your skin. You are putting dusts of viruses in the air while you got your face diaper on. You're not protecting grandma, not protecting my mama. Y'all get my mama killed. So I had to call them up on it. I had to call them like, hey, y'all not being safe. You know, they get quieter every day, though. They're getting quieter. We'll see what happens. I convinced my father not to. I want to talk about aliens. Y'all want to talk about the cuckoo flu? I'm sick of the It's the sugar flu. I convinced my father to not get the vaccination. Then he goes out and gets tested. No signs or symptoms. Yeah, so that's the other thing I want to talk about. Oh, good. And I'm glad, Riley, to hear that. The nurse that's gone that y'all saying apparently over the weekend while I was living my life with everybody on the internet, y'all still doing your thing, which is good. They're saying that she might have, I don't know, what can we say? What are we allowed? Is Facebook here? Are y'all here? What am I allowed to say? They said that she died or didn't die. So you got the died camp and the didn't die camp. And I'm not in either camp. I'm thinking about, y'all know what I'm talking about? The nurse who got the machination. And after a few minutes or so, they put her on the mic and on live TV. She's like, oh, goodness, Lord Jesus, I feel faint. and then she fell, and nobody knows what happened. Her Instagram is quiet. Her YouTube. Couple things. I didn't appreciate it when somebody, who's the first person? Probably Paul Brady probably said. First person to say, you know what? That didn't look right. I was like, Paul, shut up. You know, but I, shut up in a nice way. You know, I was like, he's like, that didn't look right. Not like, half of me was agreeing with Paul, because Paul and I, we disagree on some things. We don't disagree on everything. And I was like, yeah, she kind of, that looked like, oh, Jesus, Lord. Like, wait a minute, that didn't look right. And it was kind of looking kind of fakish to me. So a couple things. I don't know if the woman died or if she's alive. I don't know if they got her chained up in a laboratory and she's trying to eat people's brains. The scientists coming in testing her and stuff. That's the zombie movie side of me. This is what I do know. I know what they're telling us isn't true. That's all I know. What they're telling us isn't true. And it's obvious they're covering stuff up. Because if you know a nurse, this is what I posted over the weekend. I try to explain it. If you know a medical professional, you know these people are passionate about saving lives. You know these people are passionate. Nurses run damn hospitals. Nurses quit their job every damn day because they don't like something a doctor did. They don't like a drug somebody gave or something. And doctors do too. Now, it's not just a nurse thing. Passionate nurses who actually want to save lives are interested in what is true. They believe in the passion. They see people dying all the time. So the idea that she passed out and hadn't posted anything, what is it, over a week or something like that, it's suspicious, right? That's suspicious to me. That's either, she's okay in the hospital or someone saying, all right, let's not say anything, just, it just don't go on camera. Or it's like this big controlled opposition thing where it's like, you know what? Let's set them up. Let's set them up. Let's have an actor do this or a real person pass out. And after they start all these, oh, she's dead, that line, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, a week later, she does an interview. No, I'm not dead. I'm alive. I've made it. I've always had this condition. It comes from epilepsy or blah, 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 or whatever. All of these conspiracy theorists are crazy. All these anti-machinations are foolish. And this is evidence how foolish that they are. No, I just needed time to sit back to myself because I go through these things. Of course, I'm not dead. And then you'll look like a fool. Always look for the play, people. Look for the play. So I'm not saying you can post anything you want to post. That's my take on it. Everything that I see is controlled opposition. You don't want to get invested too heavily in anything. Vita bacterial pneumonia. Okay, can we go down? I want to get to the aliens. Can we go to the aliens? I don't want to do cuckoo flu. You will toil in our underground sugar mine. Yes, and that's what they want. They're going to keep mining sugar because they subsidize it throughout this whole thing. And now they know that this is related to the clotting that comes from sugar. And they haven't backed down one bit. They are still subsidizing sugar. They're still subsidizing glyphosate. They're not saving grandma. They're literally setting people up for failure. And in the future, your kids, like Paul said, going to be working in the sugar mines. Hey, good morning, Coco. Take a moment for joining Saturn and Jupiter. Absolutely. Take moments every day, Will. Take moments every day. I know y'all are fighting me. Y'all don't want me to get over to the aliens. I'm getting to it because we got to follow up. Because when the Israeli Space Force, space captain, spaceman, astronaut man, top of the head of security prime minister retires, becomes a professor, writes a book and tells you that you need to evolve, that's not something I'd expect that they would say. When somebody that was a part of the oligarchy walks away and says the exact opposite of what the oligarchy means, it's important. I think we need to look at that up. What's that? Mirage Men is about how the U.S. government used mythology to cover up their advanced technology. It prominently features Richard Doty, a retired special agent. Yeah, absolutely. All of that is true. All of that is true. But it doesn't mean that out here is just space. I don't believe that this is space. I believe that this is a jungle. I believe that there is life everywhere out there, like there's life everywhere here. You find a swamp, a puddle, some lava, vents at the bottom of the ocean. Life is everywhere. And I think life is everywhere out there. I think we're more like a Galapagos island. And we have these things called the Watchers. And somebody wrote a book of the Watchers. And I think that what the jungle out here, they come down to the jungle down here, and I think they watch us. I think they're just watching. They just sit back. I think, Paul, we might be an entertainment system for the galaxy, and they're just waiting and watching planets. And we just happen to be a Galapagos island that the scientists come to. And one of the monkeys with a tail that's hairless learned how to stop just sniffing each other's butts and they started making tools. And I think they think of us just a little bit beyond that. That's what I think. But also what you said is true, too. They've always been hiding the technology because they want to keep tires going so to get people to fight climate change, not talk about geoengineering and recycle and not worry about the fact that they're putting cars on vehicles we don't need to make no more. All right. No, that spaceship was close. I could have hit it with a rock. Yes, Mark, I know people who've seen UFOs. I've never seen one. I have friends who were standing at Starbucks and the people who worked at Starbucks right down the street, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. And they were sitting right down there looking at like, damn it, it's a UFO right there. It was like 1,000 feet in there, and it sat there for like a couple minutes, they said, and then it flew away. And they were all these are people I knew, and it was the weirdest thing. And people who had no interest in the topic, just like it was there. So to me, it's like, no, these are craft that our government chooses. Right? They want to keep everybody in conflict with artificial scarcity, like they keep everybody in conflict, Mark, with the cuckoo virus. With the cuckoo virus. They're passing a law, Mark, right now to prove that there's no such thing as a Democrat or Republican. People are like, there's no such thing as aliens. And I'm like, there's no such thing as Democrats and Republicans. They all on the same team. They're on team oligarchy. They work for a global cabal, cartel, cult thing, and they're all on the same team. Mark, you know, they just writing a law right now to protect corporations from what they did to people during the cuckoo virus for the last year. The Democrats and Republicans working together to write a law to say their citizens cannot sue corporations for anything that did to them over the cuckoo virus. All right. This is foul. All right. These people are always together. They're always working together. Everything is control opposition. All right, can we get to the aliens? We ready to go? Let's get to that. Good morning, everybody. Morning, morning. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Tyson. Rebecca Costello in the house. How the alligators doing? Tyson's in the house. Greeting. Much love, everybody. Everybody, let's get down. Pelosi used the, oh. All right, you know what? That's just wrong. So that was funny. Who posted that? Where they zoomed in like she got the thing. Because that's another thing my mama talks about. She said, well, you know, the Obama and that's my mama voice. Obama and who else said they was gonna get it? Bush and Biden. They're all gonna get the shot. I said, Mama, they're not gonna get that shot. They're all gonna get it. Mama, they're not gonna get that. Is not what happens on a slave plantation. Okay. The master never gets the shot. It gives it to the animals first. And so the animals get first in line. So somebody posted a picture and they zoomed in when Pelosi was getting her shot. And the cap was still on the syringe. It wasn't even a Botox injection. She didn't get no air, oxygen, cuckoo cure, nothing. So yeah, y'all, you should know by now. You should, if you don't know them by now, you'll never know the oligarchy if you don't see it by now. I'm drinking toilet water this evening. What the hell? For the conjunction ritual and fluoride consumption, I will pray to the gods. This is why you should not smoke crack, cannabis, mushrooms, any of that stuff in the morning. Riley, what the hell? You suppose that's not going to give you an immune system. That's going to give you gout and bacterial infections and all kind of problems. Be hippie, not stippy. Oh, Clinton's going to get it too, Victoria? All right, I'm reading the comments down here too. So apparently Clinton going to get cured too. Yeah, there's going to be juice in that one too. The cap is going to be on. It's going to be something else. The oligarchs never, the staff of the oligarchy will never take the things that they make for us. All right, can we not talk about cuckoo virus? I'm going to talk about aliens because we talk about cuckoo virus. They're going to start taking stuff down. You already know what to do. All right, follow Dr. Greger, look up Dr. Zelenko. Stop shopping at your grocery store. All right, your country is being invaded, and the battleground is a grocery store. If you are in the processed food aisles, you can take the face diaper off because you're going to die anyway. If you're eating processed food, you're going to die. If you eat trash, your immune system is going to operate like trash. All right, there we go. Oh, there we go. UFO stuff. Here we go. Two different cars traveling north on I-95. We saw UFOs. Craziest thing I've ever seen. It's not crazy, Jill. It's just electromagnetic devices. It's just a new type of airplane they don't want to tell nobody about. Hey, well, I mean, it looks crazy. Don't get me wrong, right? Because we don't see them on television all the time. Unless you watch the History Channel. So it's crazy to us, but they always keep the Greek fire from us. They always keep the new Clipper ship from us. They always keep the new technology from us. But now when you have millions of people around the world who died because they won't share the technology from the Invention Security Act of 1951, when they literally write laws and put them in your face that, nope, you don't get to have this. We're going to give you artificial scarcity so you people die. That's when the human race has to stand up. And that's why I think today is good, Jill. Because now it's so obvious that they're lying and they don't give two damns about nobody but their own damn self, that the human race might rise up. I think we are. I think we're going to make it. I think Galapagos aliens, and we're going to rise up and they're going to accept us into intergalactical. I got to take you to this thing. Hold on. You got to watch this. The intergalactical space thing, because I want to do follow up on this Israeli guy. What was interesting to me is he now is saying what Paul Hellyer said, right? And this is how my mind works. For anybody who's kind of new to this, I know what's in the public domain is a lie. I don't need anyone to tell me that it's a lie. They lie all the time. There is no, cite your sources. Where's the links? Where's the evidence? There's no evidence in the public. When they own all the media, they own all the university, they own all the science, they will only let loose in the public, the 0.01%, that's the they. The things that don't help you. So you have to process through things and think about them. And I'm not saying that I got it right. I'm not saying that I know. I'm saying that I'm using my brain and critical thought and things that I've learned to try to figure out what the freak is reality. Where should we be standing? I don't want to get caught up in a scam like recycling. I've been caught up in that scam for too damn long. I'm so sick of separating my papers and my plastics. I mean, I believe in recycling garbage because that's natural. That's nature. That's not 1% sure. 1% sure is any bullshizzle to allow them to keep making more profit by us cleaning up their mess. No, you don't. We don't. You need to stop making a mess. That's what it comes to. They need to stop making a mess. And I don't want to get. And so the only way I know not to get caught up in that nonsense is to use my brain, use what I see, use the things I know that make some sense. And so why I think that this is important is because he's just saying what others before said. Right? He's saying what probably I'd say I've heard 50 other whistleblowers, prime ministers, and others say. And so, it isn't based on the credibility of the fact that this guy worked at the top of Israel's Space Force, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's that he's saying things that you wouldn't expect him to say. He's saying things that are anti to anybody, anti-oligarchy, right? He's talking about human sovereignty and evolving. And to me, that's probably what a sustainable universe of intergalactic aliens or whatever would believe in, is not war and conflict and stealing minerals and resources from others and hurting people in Palestine, but like, we need to work on our human consciousness or they'll never welcome us into the jungle. That's why that is the title. They will not welcome us into the jungle because we're not welcome because we act like wild animals. All right, look, I'm taking it here real quick. This is Linda Moulton Howe.
Came on December 9th, 2020. With these words in New Scientist magazine, quote, "Physics might create a backdoor to an afterlife, but don't bank on it. Quantum information can never be destroyed. So some of the essence of you could live on after death, but it's not going to help the physical you," close quote, in this magazine. And they raise the question, is death the end? Or does part of us live on? These are questions in quantum physics now. And I was struck by the coincidence of such a headline in hard-nosed science news, while at the same time I was transcribing an interview that I did yesterday, December 15th. It's about aerospace legend, Professor Haim Eshed in Tel Aviv, Israel, who has released a new book entitled The Universe Beyond the Horizon that I mentioned last week on my Earth Files broadcast. So far, the book exists only in Hebrew, but its focus is on Professor Eshed's long history of work for Israel's space and satellite operations.
All right, I'm gonna pause right there for a second because, so one, yeah, I'm gonna put it on the book list. No, I do not read in what is the language? I don't know what the language is. But see why this is important. The first piece of this, she talked about having a soul, right? See, the power of spirituality, the power of religion, for anybody who's new and thinks science and religion are in some sort of a conflict, only in the mind of the ignorant. If you don't die, you can live as you're supposed to. If you're not scared of death, then you're not scared of the cuckoo virus. If you're not scared of death, you're not scared of war. If you're not scared of death, you're not scared of your government or oligarchy, because none of y'all have governments. So if you can actually stand on your own 2 feet, you can do the things you're supposed to. So I find it profound and interesting to be alive in a time where now science is confirming that you don't die. So now you need to live. Everybody dies, not everybody lives. You're not going to live taking showers in face diapers, right? Get strong, get yourself a foxhole, and start shooting back, right? We are at war. They've been, and not physically shoot, not like gun, but shoot back in ways you feel you need to against the industries of death that are behind and working with the oligarchy. But only people who are not scared of death can do that. And this is the power of faith. And so this is the beauty of science and religion, which to me have always been the same thing. Either you're seeking the truth or you're not. You're seeking God, whatever that is, or you're not. You're not locked into the sky gods. I was trying to explain that to my brother this weekend. Actually, no, I wasn't. Actually, my sister My sister, she's on it. She's on it. She's on it like popcorn to a degree. Because I usually it's me explaining it, and she said, "No, she was explaining. Well, she explained that you are a god, all right, in all sense of the terms, right? If you were back here and we're huddled around a fire and we're cooking, I don't know, pig innards or something, and somebody lands, a spaceship comes out of the sky, and they got cigarette lighters and glasses." And they're gods to us, right? We become a cargo cult, the sky gods. This is my conflict, well, not conflict, but my distance from religion is that a lot of religions worship the sky gods. They just worship people who came here. If there were evolving apes on a Galapagos island and a ship landed, a helicopter landed, they would start worshiping the people who get out the helicopter, right? None of this should be scary for anybody, right? We have to start living free, not in fear. You can't have fear. And this is how it all syncs up together. You can't be scared of no damn aliens. You can't be scared of the air. You can't be scared of war. You can't be scared of anything. The only thing you should be scared of is you not standing up for what is right. That's the only dangerous thing.
And a pleasant surprise is the book's epilogue, in which Professor Eshett has revelations about other intelligences from elsewhere in the universe, here on Earth, on the moon, on Mars, and beyond. And he says they have been based on Earth in our solar system for a long time. In the new year, I'm going to do a book review with the help of Ido Shimoni in Belgium, who has stepped forward to help me make translations from the Hebrew in that book to English. But it's the news in that epilogue that made the December 4th front page of Israel's largest circulation newspaper, Idiot Aronoth. The large Hebrew headline on the right reads, quote, "The aliens have asked not to announce that they are here. Humanity is not ready yet," close quote. And on the left side, the smaller Hebrew text says, quote, "Professor Chaim Eshett headed the Israeli space program and led the OFEC satellite launch project. But it was only after he left his official duties that he turned to what really interests him, aliens." In his new book, The Universe Beyond the Horizon, Professor Eshett argues that aliens from all over the universe are already walking among us on Earth.
I'm gonna pause it for a second because I want to address Paul real quick. Olivia, it's got a few profile names. So I'm not even sure where to start, but I'll do my best. So what I like to do when I say that you got to use your critical thought is that, number one, it is impossible that you are alone. You're never alone anywhere, Olivia. You're not alone here. You're not alone at the grocery store. You're not alone in space. You're not alone on Earth. There's always something around you. You only experience what cancels out your frequency, right? There are multiple dimensions. There are things all around you at all times. And on top of that, there are things that your government won't tell you. You're surrounded by the dead bodies of Native Americans who they've killed all over this planet and the indigenous people to steal their land, which is really what's happening right now with the cuckoo flu. So you're never alone. You are an alien, right? For all intensive purposes, right? You're evolving on this planet, destroying it with the 0.01% because they require we destroy it to participate in the economy. There are gods and demons because when you come out the sky or the ocean in a submarine to people on the Galapagos island, evolving apes, you are literally a god. So of course there are always gods and there are always demons. It depends on how you define it. They're not tools of psychological control. Nothing controls you, brother, that you don't let it. Right? The only things that control you are things that you consent to and go along with. The reason why I enjoy this here, because they're not trying to scare you with aliens. They're not saying, hey, give us more power, give us more taxes, give us more of your freedom. The aliens are coming to invade you. We're going to protect you from the cuckoo virus. We're going to protect you from cuckoo aliens. They're literally saying you need to evolve consciousness before we let you up here into space and the jungle. So listen to what he's saying. Things only control you if you let them. This to me is off the charts.
That close encounters of the third kind are just around the corner, and that a galactic federation is delaying the publication of information to humans on Earth so as not to cause panic. Professor Eshed even tells how the aliens prevented some nuclear holocausts. Close quote. The author of the newspaper article is Renan Shuked, a staff feature writer for Idiot Arda Anath. He describes Professor Eshed as, quote, one of the most respected and smartest astronauts in Israel, close quote. Professor Eshed headed the Israel Space Agency's administration at the Ministry of Defense and was directly responsible for planning and developing Israel's satellite program and launching the first satellite, OFEC-1, in 1988. Yesterday, Tuesday, December 15th, I was able to do a Zoom interview with Renan Shuked about his newspaper interview with Professor Eshed. We began with, how do extraterrestrials get around this big universe?
I'll pause for a second there too. I want to make sure I address as we go. It is a discussion. I'm not telling you that I know. I'm telling you that it's interesting and it actually makes some sense. So the first time I heard about UFOs shutting down power plants, I found it to be interesting, right? There were these people who talked about, what is it, the Pleiadians, I got this message for you. Don't be stupid. Don't be ignorant. Don't war. Don't kill each other. Don't murder each other and steal the land. Feed each other, stuff like that, stuff that kind of sounds like the 10 Commandments. Sounds interesting. The sky gods are telling you to take care of each other. I found it interesting because there were multiple officers and enlisted people saying, yeah, the aliens UFO came over and shut down the nuclear power plant or shut down the nuclear weapons, right? They said this was what, Rendlesham Force in the UK was one famous one. There were a couple in the United States, and I believe there was one in Russia. And it's interesting that now he's saying it, right? So think about it from a common sense perspective, right? Rothschilds and Rockefeller. In my personal opinion, I think it's mostly space. Most airships you see out there, the UFOs, they're IFOs. They're not aliens. They're just Rothschilds, Rockefellers, corporations developing technology, and probably Space Force, China Force, and Russia Force. However, if one displays activity that is anti-war, right? If one displays activity that is anti-capitalism, anti-profit, anti-control, that shuts down a nuclear weapons facility, to me that says something that's off-world. To me, that's off-world. I think that is alien. I think that's alien because that's not what oligarchs want. They want war. That's not what Zionists want. They want war. That's not what the United States Incorporated. They want war. They all believe in dark vibing, force and control and power and police state and domination. But if this thing just comes around and it displays sentience, then I know it's not your Rockefellers. I know it's not your 0.01% or their lackeys in government. So she's going to get into the interview, which I found to be highly, highly interesting. And then we'll have a bit of a discussion if you want. Somebody come on and talk if you want. Anybody, I welcome the debate. People like to debate. I don't know why. Well, no, actually, no, they won't. No, they won't. Oh, one person wants to debate me, but I don't have any debates because I don't actually know. Which is the fun part. It's like, oh, let's debate. They're like, no, I don't have to debate. I live in United States Incorporated. Underneath, the government doesn't even know. The oligarchs in government don't even have access to the level of information that we need to have the discussion. So it's just like, I'm fine with what everybody believes. Half the people believe in Democrats and Republicans, and the rest mermaids, flat earth, and whatever else. I'm fine with what everybody believes, but I accept the fact that I'm a slave on a plantation. I'm a slave physically, not mentally, right? I'm a captive mentally. You can enslave my body, to corporations and debt and this 0.01% and slavery to go out here and make money survive, but you'll never enslave my mind. But I also accept that I don't know what's true. I'm not allowed to know what's true. The only way you can know what's true is you have to critically think through it for yourself.
You don't have to use rocket engine. You can go as fast as you like using quantum mechanics and black holes, and that is probably what they do.
Renan, I just want to insert here. It is my understanding from current day physicists who have talked with me off the record that the advanced intelligences move space.
Yeah,
exactly. They collapse time like a waveform. They collapse time to zero, and then it is dot to dot. It is not moving with propulsion. It is literally moving space-time.
Exactly what Rashad showed me. He says if you're going to take this piece of paper and you put an ant right here, and the ant wants to go over here, it's going to take it a while. But if you fold this like that, she gets here in no time, right?
Right.
And this basically demonstrates how they fold space-time in order to, you don't have to propel the vehicle. They just do space-time. So yeah, that's one other thing he was saying. What else? Well, he said that President Trump almost gave it away because of his tendency to to tweet and talk quite a bit, but eventually he did not. Professor Escher mentioned evidence that the extraterrestrials, that they have been in contact with quite a few world leaders throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s up till today, and that they have been given a permission to explore some limited parts, mostly in the United States, but not just the United States, and make some experiments for their own good and for their research. But they have...
I'm gonna pause it there. I gotta pause it there because it's relating to today, and it's interesting. It's like, no, our government would never let aliens abduct me and experiment on me. Do we not live in such a time that your oligarchy has turned you over to a 0.01% global pharmaceutical cult to experiment on you? It's like, yeah, no, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, they did do it. As above, so below. Think about it. Process it. Like, literally, like, no, they wouldn't do that. They literally just wrote legislation to turn your veins over to what is called a legal experiment, that legally they have to call an experiment because it's not actually the V word yet, because that takes 5 years to make a V word. So, no, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, okay. Couple of things. I'm going to do comments. We'll go slow. So this is why I love this, because it blows up the narrative, right? I saw your post earlier, Paul, where you said, no, this is Zionist bullshit. It's just to control us. No, this is anti to the entire Zionist message. This is anti to the entire United States Incorporated power control. They're basically saying that there is an intergalactical alien thingy, and they all down around here walking around, and they look like us or whatever, and we gonna stay here and die or go extinct until we develop some sort of sentience and consciousness that make us stop supporting groups like the Zionists, stop supporting groups like the United States Incorporated, stop supporting groups like the Black people, stop supporting groups like the white people, stop supporting these groups that take us and keep us in conflict-based societies. So, this is what I like. And to me, because I usually call everything Space Force, everything mostly is technology, this is aliens. This is because this is off-world consciousness. This doesn't exist here in any leadership, right? This is someone, not him, but he interviewed the guy who worked at the levels to see things he know aren't right. And now he's letting people know the same way the whistleblowers are doing on their deathbeds, where they're 87, they're dying of cancer, and on their deathbed, they're saying, oh, the aliens are real. And then they die. Roswell was real. I recovered the bodies. To me, if they're not trying to control you with it, it has nothing to do with the 0.01% or any of their little naming conventions, all the ignorant, bigoted groups that they put you in. When you hear a message that's about freeing the planet, freeing the human species, human sovereignty, or any sort of a discover consciousness and avoid all conflict message, then you know that that's not, that has nothing to do with the 0.01% because they're all about control. They're all about profit, and we're all about control. The profit they're not worried about. The corporations are worried about profit, right? Because that's why they exist. But the 0.01% print the money, and they control the corporations that way. And the 0.01%, everything is about control. Dr. Stephen Greer and free energy, just like Nikola Tesla wanted. Yes, David Ditcher. Now, you and I, we think alike. We're on that same pathway. And this is why I really appreciate, I started taking the whole UFO and alien conversation seriously when Stephen Greer got involved. Before Stephen Greer, it was weird. And it was, aliens took my baby. Aliens put a probe in my butt. Alien, da, 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 da. And it was hard to get along with that. When Stephen Greer started putting professionals up there, whistleblowers, people who gave up their careers to tell people the truth, that's when I got down with it, Dave. That's when I was like, all right, this man is on to something, right? He's talking about electromagnetic devices and free energy, so people don't have to die from not having energy. This is a earth applicable discussion. That's why I like the discussion. So I appreciate David Greer because he brought intellectuals, scientists, engineers, military, people who worked on black budget projects to tell people what's true. All right, I'll do some comments and we'll go on further. So that's what I'm saying. Look for the alien message. Look for the off-world message, not the woo-woo. It always feels like somebody's watching me, and they always are. Christ, you're not alone. Right now, it's the NSA. It's the NSA, it's the aliens, Rockefellers, Rothschild. They're listening to everybody right now. You're never alone. Somebody is always listening. Oh, there was something else there, Dave. It'll come back to me. But that's all we need to focus on, people, is helping each other, right? And I think the whole free energy thing, I think that came from some sort of alien consciousness, multi-dimensional, humans in the future, sending a message back to Tesla and teaching him, how to create free energy, right? I think that everything all is connected. There is this intergalactic Akashic web, consciousness, whatever, sending things to us to help us the same way we would with an evolving ape on the Galapagos Island. Like, you know why I'm talking about the Galapagos Island in that example? Because as above, so below. We appreciate the Galapagos because of all the species that are different there. So we protect it the same way aliens might protect Earth. But if there's an evolving ape there, we're not going to let it kill itself. We might let it, beat itself back in population with some wars and stuff. And we're not going to let it destroy the Galapagos. If that monkey develops fire and knows what kerosene is, we're not going to let it put kerosene all over the Galapagos Island and set it on fire, right? We would be watchers. We'd be watching and we would stop them from destroying the ecosystem. We might even let them destroy themselves. But no, we're not going to let them in Chicago. I mean, think about it like that from that perspective. What if the Galapagos apes, I'm processing this. They learn how to make boats. They know how to make fire and boats and kerosene. And they get on a boat and they land in New York City. What would we do? And then this analogy is the monkeys, us going to the moon. There was a book called Somebody Else Was on the Moon. As soon as the monkeys got off the butt in Manhattan, off the boat, we get up, we call the police. Hell no, we would, no, they can't be here. No. These damn things got fire and kerosene. They're gonna burn down, Manhattan. They haven't developed consciousness yet. They just made fire. No, y'all got to go. You got to get on that boat and you go back. And so I appreciate what he's saying because I can see how that applies to today. We would do the same thing. We would watch them on the Galapagos, but we would not let them leave Earth. well, we might. I don't know. We might let them go to you might be able to go to Haiti or something, and maybe that's Mars. We'll let you go to some places we don't care too much about, but you're not coming to our financial center. You're not going to join the intergalactic space. Let's let it finish. Hang on. This is fun to me and important. It's the most important thing. It's more important than news.
Conditioned it on the thing not being publicized. The extraterrestrials don't want to have it publicized before they decide to make an official contact, because they are concerned about mass hysteria or just general chaos that might occur here. The extraterrestrials are.
Oh, and he's right. He is absolutely, he's 100,000% right. And I agree with him. I want to know about the aliens too. But are we evolved enough to know? What is that document called? The Brookings Report. Before we went to the moon, somebody knew that they were going to find something, right? They already knew that, and that is, I don't think that they showed us the real moon footage, but that's just me. Ahead of time, they had a document commissioned by the Brookings Institute. Y'all know what I'm talking about? And you know what it said? It said, if you go to the moon and you find any artifacts that there was alien life or previous civilizations, you can't tell the public because it'll destabilize the world's economic system. And they were right. You know how I know they were right? And they were right to hide it from us. You know how I know? Because people scared of the air. You can't imagine. How can you tell people who are scared of air and oxygen because they want to eat sugar all damn day? You can't tell them about aliens. If they can't deal with viruses, they can't deal with aliens. So I agree with them keeping it covered up. I'm sorry. I'd love to know the details, but the reality is we aren't evolved enough yet. We don't have the critical thought and common sense and the ability to put pieces and parts together and connect the dots how children do. We're not ready. We're absolutely not ready. So I completely agree with this thing that no, we have to wait. We have too many people. We still have races in conflict. We still have nations in conflict. We have religions in conflict.
Kind of waiting for the right moment and the right conditions to be able to actually get in contact and kind of reaching out to us.
If Professor Escher and so many other people that I have known who have remained non-public but have shared with me about their own face-to-face with non-humans over the past 50 or 60 years, and if Professor Escher can talk about his own knowledge of a variety of advanced intelligences that are both studying the Earth and protective of the Earth, why can't the general human population be introduced in the same way? The physicists and the leaders of the world have not collapsed. Therefore, they have been working with advanced intelligences since World War II. Why then cannot that relationship be applied to the whole planet?
He said that the extraterrestrials are taking their time because of the possible outcomes of mass hysteria.
But they didn't have mass hysteria meeting with them, right?
Well, actually, he did. He said that he never met with them in person. He doesn't claim that. He said that he spoke to people who did throughout his work with NASA people and other people. The thing is that the people who did get in touch with the extraterrestrials sworn to secrecy, and if they ever break it, they usually pay for that with their lives. That's what he said.
Do you mean that people, humans, Homo sapiens sapien, who have talked about
meeting with them, who gave it away, although they were supposed to keep quiet about it. They were executed. That's what he said.
Right, but are they executed by Homo sapiens sapien leaders, or are they executed by extraterrestrials?
By governments or by people, by governments or leaders who needed to keep it a secret. And I've asked him how can that be? Especially nowadays with social media and everything, how can you keep secret of that scope for so long? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And he said, well, actually it does, because if you would think about, say, Manhattan Project, okay? There were like over 100,000 people working on that project. And how many people knew what it was actually about? 3 or 4 of them. So if a government decides to keep something confidential, that is what's been happening with everything that has to do with extraterrestrials.
Please now explain that segment of the interview where he goes into the deep underground base in a lava tube on Mars.
He just said that there was a base over there, and I said, how can there be a base, because we know the conditions on Mars. And he said, no, it's underground, and underground you have the appropriate conditions for human astronauts to work and live, and they share their work there with aliens or extraterrestrials, and that they've been there for a while, and it's all underground.
And that ties into what the scientist from White Sands told me in 1988, that he knew a physicist who said he had been to Mars 6 times to work in an underground lava tube base where humans and extraterrestrials were working. I had that experience in 1988.
Literally dozens of people have said that.
What is the collaboration about in the Mars base underground?
Let me answer that. What is the collaboration about? The same thing about why they're finding European artifacts and Viking artifacts and African artifacts all over North America. Because when they go to the new land, they don't take us. They don't tell us. They went to the moon. They didn't tell us what they saw. They went to Mars. They're not going to tell us because we can't even go to Antarctica now. They're not telling us what's there. So to me, it all makes sense. I mean, the colonizer never tells you when they come back what they found. As above, so below. I'm trying to let a lot of it play. It's so hard to do it. Imana, I hear you. I know what you're saying. She's like, just play the damn video. I know you're right. I get excited. I'm seeing the comments. I want to kind of discuss, but let the video finish and then we'll do all the comments then.
I cannot tell you. I mean, I don't know. I never asked him that. I don't know if he knows.
Well, we are all in agreement that even though Elon Musk is supposed to launch for the first time to Mars maybe in 2024, that you, Professor Eshud, I, and others have heard about a Martian base all the way back to 1972 in operation on Mars. What did Professor Eshud say about his personal knowledge of the advanced aliens' concern about our nuclear missiles underground, and what do they do?
Well, he actually said that they have always have been concerned with our nuclear weaponry, and that they have been following that as well, and that he knew for a fact that for a couple of times they have actually stopped or prevented possible nuclear crisis. He actually mentioned one example he gave me was the Bay of Pigs in Cuba, in which he said that the extraterrestrials have prevented or got involved in a way that sort of stopped the crisis. He said that they were playing tricks on American and Russian missile bases, nuclear missiles. I think he said it happened at an American base. Yeah, they've tampered with the launch mechanism of the missiles, and they kind of brought it on purpose to the highest level of. They didn't realize why it was happening because they were awed. They were shocked, and actually they got all the way to the president of the United States, and eventually they've canceled it. I mean, they didn't launch. They've canceled it, and I've asked Professor Eshud, would aliens or extraterrestrials do that? And he said just to prove to us what we're dealing with, and just to tell us to play nice with these things, and to take caution.
And so what you've just said on the record from Professor Eshett is that the extraterrestrial advanced intelligences that have been telling leaders since World War II or before, don't let the public know we're here. We are monitoring and we are doing our own laboratory experiments. That what they demonstrated, not only at the Bay of Pigs in Cuba, but around this planet, they have done this.
Yeah,
that we can control your nuclear missiles 80 feet down under the ground. We can take them down and we can turn them on. We can take them out. We can do anything. So don't play around with nuclear war.
exactly. That is very much what Rashad said. Yeah.
What did he say about Elon Musk getting ready to launch to Mars?
Well, he said Elon Musk was aware of all of that stuff, and that Elon Musk was into the subject, and that Elon Musk is aware of the extraterrestrials, and that SpaceX, his company, do work on that matter. He said that, and he met with Elon Musk at some point. So that's what he said.
So when Elon Musk says, I don't know anything about extraterrestrials, he's just kidding us.
I don't know that. Well, Professor Eshett's take is different, and he spoke to Elon Musk. So I don't know.
What did Professor Eshett say to you that has haunted you the most?
Well, for me, it was actually what I've told you about the cosmic fabric, which I found most haunting. I mean, he said that even after we die, our bodies no longer exist, but our mind and the experience that we've accumulated throughout our life do remain and become part of that cosmic fabric. There's something comforting about that thought. If it is true in any way, shape, or form, then it's great to know that.
After organic death,
Exactly.
there is survival and contribution back to a cosmic whole. And would that not be the soul? The soul is the powerful recycler in and out of organic matter.
Exactly. And so, everything that you experience really has some meaning and does accumulate and stand for something. Conscious lives even after we die physically, and that it becomes part of the cosmic fabric of all the experiences and life. And I've kind of asked him if he didn't think that our soul, or whatever you want to call that, our mind is just, every biologist or chemist will tell you that it's just it's a bunch of pulses and electronics and that goes through your brain cells. And he said, well, I don't think so. I think there's more than that, and it's one of the biggest mysteries of science, and it was solved yet. And it is his take that there's more taken from that cosmic fabric, and eventually goes back to there. Okay.
And that would be the soul recycling into the fabric, and then back into organic life, and then back to the fabric.
Professor Eshett said that our conscience, our soul, our mind lingers way after our bodies. Yeah.
All right, reincarnation. That's it. I posted the link. Watch the rest of it. That is Linda Moulton Howe. Amazing woman. And no, I don't believe anything that she says. I don't believe anything anybody says. I don't believe none of y'all monkeys. And let me explain this to you monkeys for why I do this. People die from the lack of technology being shared in the public domain. All right. So my take on the whole UFO alien thing has not changed. It has not changed. If we don't share the technology, the modern technology that's at disposal to the war engines, we're fools. Okay, we're fools. Now, Just wanted to say that people die from the lack of not having this technology. Now let's talk about the aliens. Here we go. They exist. They don't exist. They don't exist. They exist. They don't exist. It's like, you don't know, dummy. Neither do I. There's nothing to get emotional about. The only thing to get emotional about in this discussion is we're driving damn cars and we should be flying in some anti-gravitic red train maglev devices instead of burning up this planet. That's the only issue I have. All right, so we'll go on from there because I see y'all already debating. All right, let's do some comments and I'm gonna get out of here. That's why it's important. People die without this technology. That's why we have to have this discussion. All right, the volume was too loud. I turned it up. Let me see. I'll go up because I was trying to do the comments at the same time and I can't do that because y'all are just like me. You're so damn wordy. And then listening to her and him, and now we'll do comments. From now on, I am going to listen to Ivan. We'll play the video and then we'll discuss, and I'll try to break it up in between. All right, who is the woman? Her name is Linda Moulton Howe, Darlene. She's been doing this for a long time. She was a reporter. If I remember her story right, she quit and she got exposed to the whole something ain't right from cattle mutilation. And she started talking about how something is stealing cattle. And it could have been Big Pharma, could have been the aliens. I don't know. And it ended up to where, because she had a discipline for journalism, she used that with the whole something ain't right in the universe topic. And it led her into a lot of different whistleblowers. So that's who she is. I don't trust what I think. So I don't trust what she says. I trust when thousands of people say it, there's something to it. When thousands of news networks say it, there's absolutely nothing to it. When the Democrats and Republicans say it, there's absolutely nothing to it. But when thousands of poor people who are willing to give up their careers and they got kids at home and they lose houses and go homeless because they're trying to tell people about the damn aliens or the UFOs they work with in laboratories, to me, that's significant. And that leads me back to what the brother was saying, right? So same thing, it applies to today, right? So if you're willing to give up your career, I'm willing to listen to you, right? Doctors. So who are you going to listen to for your health? The doctors who are saying what the pharmaceutical industry wants and the oligarchs want to keep their career and make millions of dollars, or the doctors who are and nurses who are giving up their careers trying to tell you the truth. If you are willing to give up your survival mechanism, your job or your career to tell me something, I'll listen. If you getting bonuses from it, I'm not listening. All right. That's kind of good. That was Linda Moulton Howe. And she's up there with Stephen Greer. Anyone who is like trying to bite into this, you definitely want to start with Stephen Greer and listen to, nuclear physicists and listen to people who served in the military who've seen all of this explain these things. Right? Exactly what the Nazis said, alien overlords. Yes, but the Nazis wanted to control that sort of technology. I think that they got a lot of stuff from the Nazis, the Foo Fighters, that the Air Force pilots, the poor people who flew back and told us about. And I think they got that technology from Linda Moulton Howe, appreciate that. I believe that. I don't know what I believe, Christine. I believe we're stupid. That's what I believe we're in an ignorant demic. That's the extent. I believe we're in an ignorant demic. There should be an open source society. All of this applies because there's too much that's being held back by global oligarchy and people die from without the technology. A Zionist mind F. It couldn't be a Zionist mind F because Zionists, like Americans, like Democrats, like Republicans, like Black people, white people, Christians, Muslims, all of them all want to control people. This message is about free yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to discover consciousness. You need to evolve. You need to meditate, yoga, get out of this idea of stealing from other people. So it couldn't be a Zionist mind F because it's not about controlling people. It's about you discovering your own sovereignty, consciousness. Not too far off subject, but did anyone else recognize the farewell kiss after the Vermont demonstration? I did. Sandy season, you reminded me. I have to say something. That was the best protest ever. This is a protest I support. This is, and y'all know who's holding the camera, right? Y'all know who was holding the camera. You know exactly who it is. I know y'all know who she was. You heard her voice. Somebody posted it. Yes, that was her. It's a good friend of ours who used to be a live streamer. She didn't do anything. She was with Claudia and them. That was the best protest. If you have not, you need to go. I'll post. Somebody post the link. They were walking through the town center. Oh, good. We might have to show it. All right. Yeah, that was Debbie. She was the one holding the camera. All right. 9 different alien species have been identified allegedly. Jill, the last time I watched something from Stephen Greer and somebody was talking about that, they said there were like 72 different species. Apparently, that all of these solar systems and galaxies got a lot of stuff evolving, creating monkeys and apes and energy creatures. They're endless. Well, I would say they're endless forms. I don't think aliens exist. I think we're just in a massive ecosystem. And you know, we'll never know. I think it's a number. I don't think you can put a number to it. We're just one part of a whole, a massive thing. Energies, hyperdimensional realities, and that's the whole thing, Scott. Right? There's so much that we don't know. There's so much there are different realities and other dimensions we can't even process. But we got people here who actually think that they know. It's crazy to me. This is why it's a good time to be alive, because we actually can see how ignorant we've always been. This is how they put that stuff in people's head. It is, and it's a good thing too, Paul, because people have to start to think beyond themselves. They have to stop thinking beyond where they are and how all of this can help the whole. Farewell kisses. Yeah, that might have been something, man. I don't know if Claudia was the leader. I think she kind of was. That whole protest, Rebecca, was kind of like a Claudia type. That's something that she would think of. That was awesome. It was awesome because the people around there hated it. Like, did you see their faces? They all had on white bioweapon suits and masks, and they're walking through town. Listening, and the people who were walking around with the little face diapers, they weren't really being protected. They didn't want to look at the protesters or the camera. I thought it was awesome. Trying to determine the object. See, if you protest, and this is let me explain this. I'm going to see if I can find the protest. The reason I like that protest is because it has a message. It has a powerful message, and I think it can do some good. I can go over here and do it. It has a powerful message. It demonstrates how ridiculous people are being, and it had a hell of a lot of comedy. People change with comedy. That's how you change people. You know, we get here yelling and screaming. It's why I yell and scream at people. Like, if you try to force them or shame them into like changing their behavior, they won't. But if you show them how ridiculous they are, it'll evolve you. You know what helped evolve me was that show called The Boondocks. Love that show. When comedians and comedy can show you your own ignorance and wretchedness, you can laugh at yourself. And if you can laugh at yourself, you can change. So those are the protests I agree with. Like, the lining up to beg government for help. You change those laws right now. It's like, wait a minute. You're asking the authority that make profit on the laws, that make profit on keeping the laws, and you're asking them to change the laws. That doesn't work. Power concedes nothing without demand. So I appreciate protests that actually get a message out and help involve people. Let me see if I can find a protest real quick. I'll do comments while I'm digging through it. Trying to determine the objective reality is like trying to measure a subatomic particle. How are you looking for? How you are looking determines what you see. Absolutely. Oh, yes, yes, Patricia. Yes. You know, because you're looking from your own perspective. You know, this is why I'm okay with everybody's perspective, but I also accept that 7 billion other people's perspectives are ignorant to mine, and mine is ignorant to theirs. Everybody has their own perspective and how they look at things. And what I do on me is I try to not let my own bigoted ignorance, my birth, my identities, and the things that I think I know that I probably don't know, control what can be real. If you don't let your ignorance control what can be real, your mind can go anywhere. And the universe is infinite. String theory, infinite dimensions, everything's infinite. The live cut and black screen. No, it's not. No, it's not, Becca. It is to me on this screen. It is. It's because I have to reset it, and so all I see is black right there. All you have to do is go out and come back in. But it should still be going. I think that's what other people will probably say as well. true humor, be able to laugh at yourself. Jack, if you can't laugh at yourself, we can't be friends. I mean, we can be friends at a distance. Like, I don't understand why do people take themselves so damn seriously? I don't understand it. We're all controlled opposition. We all only know what they let us know. And to me, that's nothing to be serious about. I can't be serious about any of this stuff. Let me find that protest. I can't be serious about any of this stuff. All I can do is sit back and say, we are really stupid for keeping the things in place that are in place. I don't see the link for it. I'll find a protest. I'll keep going down. Oh, what was that? Press the wrong button. I'm about to break something. Claiming to know what you don't know. Wait a minute. Claiming to know what you don't know. You're effing. you don't effing know. So stop claiming to. Yeah, there are people who do that. Y'all are probably having a discussion. So I'm not going to get into your discussion. I will answer from be very leery of people who claim to know things they obviously couldn't know. To be very careful with those people. Those people are very dangerous, right? Because the only Jonathan, so we have to have a contract for what we believe versus what we know. There has to be a social contract in our conversations. Be very leery of people who cannot agree to say, you know what, this is what I think, but I'm not sure. When they say that they know and they don't really know, they're very dangerous people. So yeah, I usually get down with people who are like, you know what, this is what I think, and I don't tell people the things that, I mean, if I know something for sure, I'm pretty damn certain of it, I'm going to say, I'm pretty damn certain I know, but I don't really not sure that I know. I'm not sure that, because knowing is a special ignorant thing. Dr. Stephen Greer, free energy, Nikola Tesla told us, David. Nikola Tesla told us, Einstein told us, none of this should be news to anybody. It was always like somebody, yep, you always, let me get down. I think I went back to old comments. Bill Benny and Edward, they are lots of, ask Bill Benny and Edward Norton. Yeah, that's getting back to old comedy, telling your age. Let me see. There's a great freedom and opportunity in not knowing, and much integrity in admitting to not know. And that's it. That's it. Like, and then it's all fun. We're all dying together. We don't have to admit we know things that we don't know. Say, I don't know. I'm pretty damn sure that there's some aliens out there that look like praying mantis, but I've never met one. I don't want to meet one. Real talk, Lori, I was talking to myself just before I started this. I talk to myself all the time because you're not actually talking to yourself. Somebody's always listening. If it's not Kellogg's through your phone, the NSA or somebody else, there probably is aliens or humans from the future just phased out of your frequency so you can't see them. You're never alone. You're never talking, you're never talking to yourself. And what I admitted to him, Lori, I just said, you should reveal yourself to me. And I thought about it. I said, no, never mind. Take that back. I'm not ready to see what aliens look like, Lori. I don't think I want to see that. I mean, if you got 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 eyes, yeah, go ahead, reveal yourself. I want to see what you look like. But something like reveals itself and it looks like okra or something, got a tail and some horns and teeth. I don't want to see you talking okra. I don't want to see it. But I think in an infinite universe, somewhere on one of these ridiculous, ignorant planets and solar systems and galaxies, okra is learning how to think. And that's a scary place I don't ever want to go. All right. I know nothing for sure. And I'm even sure of that. You see, and this is why I talk with these people, because when you admit you don't know, then you can have a great conversation. If you already know, then why are we even talking? Why are you talking to me if you already know? This woman is known for disinformation. Oh, Olivia, I agree with that too. But I think so are you. I think so am I. And I think so is everybody else in this room. I think everybody gets it wrong trying to figure this thing out. Eldora Rose also talks about the Galactic Federation. This confirms it. I need to look up Eldora Rose. I don't know anything about Eldora Rose, but I find that to be highly interesting. Let me skip through it. I can show you evidence that the U.S. intelligence services have been pushing disinformation. Yes, absolutely, Olivia, Paul. They have been. I can show you evidence too, but I can also show you evidence that the sugar industry does too. I can also show you evidence that the oligarchy does too. I can show you evidence that Democrats, Republicans, Nancy Pelosi with that little clip on the end of the shot, everybody. And I can show you evidence that you have too. We're all controlled opposition. We're all controlled opposition. All right. I don't get caught up in personalities and evaluate just the message of any that speak out all after all. A broken clock is right twice a day. Everybody's got some right in them, Rebecca. Everybody's right about something, and most people are wrong about most things, especially when the whole world is controlled all the information by 0.01%, and people are scared of the cuckoo virus and they think face diaper is going to help them. Disinfo, as in UFO and aliens. You know what, Courtney? You know how I look at that? I think everything is disinformation to a degree, or wouldn't be in the public domain. I try to think about, how do I take the information that's being presented and do something decent with it? That's all I'm concerned about, right? So when it comes to the whole, once again, UFO, aliens, free energy, free to people, release the technology, don't let a 0.01% oligarchy corporations have any secrets. That's all. In that way, you can, what is there's a type of kung fu or something where you can utilize strength against yourself. I think it's called Kempo or something, where you take the enemy's strength and use it against themselves. And I think that's what we have to do more. We have to figure out how to take the things we're presented with, utilize them for good, but take that strength and use it against them. And to me, this whole message is evolve, discover consciousness, look out for each other. And we live in an infinite universe where we know very little or nothing. You know? So I'm the end on that, but that's where I think we got to go. We have to take what everything is probably dis and misinformation and utilize it to help our neighbors, because that's what we are. It's what we're supposed to be. We're part of a whole, and separation is illusion. This is Gerard Galactic.
Break the chains that bind me, 'cause I wanna break the chains that bind you. Do you wanna set the world free, have perfect harmony? Isn't it time for that? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery stop. Do you want to let go of the prisoners? See everyone happy. We can have this and more if we open up the doors. Well, what do you think about that? Do you want to free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you want to free, boom, boom, free the people and Mother Nature too? Close down all the zoos. Do you want to boom, 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 boom? Do you want to boom, 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 boom? Do you want to free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you want to free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery stop.